It's a bird. It's a plane.
Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman on Justice League Action.
This is Dan Jurgens, and if you want to have a good time, keep listening to the Krypton Report.
The All Things Kryptonian podcast, including Superman and Supergirl.
We discuss games, movies, cartoons, TV shows, and comics.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
Welcome to the Krypton Report. It is Tyler, your host, the Superman of Blue, the Man of Tomorrow, hey, everything's going to be okay. And with me today is the man. He's back. I know you've been missing him, Mr. James Cole, the Superman of Red, the Man of Steel himself. Welcome, James.
Hey.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Hey, happy, when this drops, it'll have passed, but happy Free Comic Book Day.
Yay!
It was yesterday. Did you do anything fun for Free Comic Book Day? See, I love that because so there's one comic shop that's here that does, like, they make it a family kind of event. Like, they'll have things going on. So yesterday, for example, for Free Comic Book Day, they had a, like, inflatable, like, bounce house slide thingy. The bike shop that sells bicycles that's next to it had an obstacle course out. So kids could ride a bike through an obstacle course. They were raising money for the Children's Hospital burn unit. So they had the local fire and police out. They had like raffles and stuff like that for raising money. But what they also had was, and I'll take a picture of this and send it to you, a fireman who's an artist. He was drawing on like blank comic book covers and raffling them off. And then some of them he blew up and printed as posters. And I bought 3 posters.
Is that for your new suit?
No, that is
okay.
That I'm getting to. I'll take a picture of this one. So that was at Pack Rat Comics in Hilliard, Ohio. Okay. And we got some books. There was cosplayers. There was Ghostbusters, Mandalorian, Captain Marvel. And they had cotton candy and popcorn and everything. Kids had a great time. Okay. Then we shot over to another comic book store on the other side of Columbus because this one is cool. Solomon's never been there, and they have a lot of Godzilla stuff. And Solomon loves Godzilla. And it was hilarious because he's going through the store, and he's like, Dad, there's just too much Godzilla. He's like, it's so much. It was just hilarious. It was like he was exhausted by just how much there was. He was excited. But at that store was just comics. Selah got her, I guess they have the items for Wonder Woman Day early at this shop. So they had like because they're going to do a Wonder Woman Day this year. And I have it marked in my calendar, but I don't remember what day it is. So she got the crown and the bracelet for that.
Yeah, that was a cute.
And she was having fun with that. And, hey, Selah, I'm talking to James. I was talking about you, and you happened to walk in. And then we also they had this just table of free stuff, and I got this big, huge poster. And I posted it on our social media that says, Superman is back. It's from right after Death of Superman. And in the bottom, it's signed by Mike Carlin. And I even, messaged Mike Carlin on Facebook, like, hey, Mike, is this your signature? And he replied, yep.
Nice.
So I don't know where I'm going to put it because it's so big and I already have so much stuff on my walls. Like, I'm sitting here before we started recording. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hold on, baby. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what can I move around to put this up? So,
right.
And that was awesome. And I also got a Infinite Frontier poster. That was
Oh, wow.
so.
I want to get the Superman in Frontier poster. Monarch comic shop I go to, they have Batman one up, which is really awesome. All the Infinite Frontier, all the Infinite Frontier wraparounds that they've made into posters and stuff, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, those are all really awesome wraparound covers. Fantastic posters. I went over there, so every year, they usually have, I should have went to another shop, but every year they usually do cookies or pizza, but with everything going on, he just made a deal with the ice cream shop across the way and printed up little cards, and you could go get a small ice cream cone. So everybody got a free ice cream across the street. So we went in, we got our comic books, and looked around. The cosplayers in town, they come every year. Guy has a really awesome Captain America costume that he wears. This year he had a Thor hammer with him,
Nice.
like Endgame. And a guy's got a really cool Doctor Strange outfit. When she's got a WandaVision Scarlet Witch costume. So she was dressed up in that this year.
Nice.
Yeah, there was Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Yeah. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. And had fun. Went through and came out, got some pictures, got some ice cream, got pictures and some pictures of that.
What I liked about the second shop was they pulled out like any comic books they had from Free Comic Book Day from any year. So like they had the first big shelf was this year's comics. And then there was 2019 and back. So you could get comics. There would be like 4 comics per shelf. So with the second shop, the kids and I really loaded up because they had a lot more of like kiddie comics, which was really nice because they also had like Halloween, I guess, like themed comics or something too. It was neat. So it made it a really enjoyable time for the kids to be able to get a bunch of comics and a variety of comics. Because I feel like this year's comics was very much, they were getting the same stuff. Of course, they both had to find the King Shark.
Of course.
About King Shark.
Yeah. We were looking around and grabbing some comics. One of my sister's daughter friend, she grabbed a comic that had the artwork was extremely childish on the cover. I didn't even see it grab the book, but it had no discernible rating on the cover at all. I was even looking for it, and I finally found it on the back, and it was a shirt title. I was like, nope, grab this.
What book was it?
It's called Fun Girl.
Hmm.
It was called Fun Girl, and in the first pages, there's nudity, and a handful of pages, there's on top, right? And
Yep.
Nope.
Fun Girl.
Even the artwork on the cover, she picked it up because of the artwork. It's very childish.
Hate that.
Yeah, and then just opened up like
I hate when they do that.
And it's got that tiny rated M for mature back on the bottom, not on the front cover.
Like it should. Ugh, some bullcrap.
You know,
yeah.
it's a big difference when you sell a book. It's a big difference when you sell or give away a book that looks extremely childish and you have a very small M on the back and bottom, you know, and have male and female nudity drawn in the book, as opposed to a book that says Black Label that is rated mature, that says it on the front, and that it's a mature title, and you know, you have a Wang drawn in shadow.
Yep.
And it's drawn in high quality artwork stuff. Like,
nothing wrong.
Big difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having that in the books, but like, at least it felt like at the shop that we were at, they had it broken down enough that, like, you start at the table and it had like the kittier stuff, and then at the end of the table there was like the adult section, or like more mature, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a couple books I was like wasn't sure on, because I was like, is it this innocent of a book? One was like called like, it looked like it was about dogs and pets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of like, is it this innocent, or is there some like darker motive behind this here that I'm not seeing yet? Because you just don't know sometimes.
No, no. It is what it is. I got to pay for her. She's 11. It actually brought up a sex ed conversation.
And you know what you do? Go talk to your mom.
Because they don't freaking teach sex ed in schools anymore.
They're like, you guys got the internet.
Right?
You're like,
so,
great.
Yeah, that was.
Well, you had an adventure, and I had an adventure, but it looks like yours was a little bit more different.
It's a little different. Speaking of, on our next time you guys come, reorganize this, put a nice big counter middle, front.
Nice.
Play around, or, yeah, it's a nice set.
I like that.
Had an electrical company come in, put it.
See that? Oh man, I like it. I like a good shop that, you know, really takes care of itself. And also, I mean, one of the biggest things about comic book stores, period, is you have to make people want to come back. And the people that you have working at your shop have to be like people that customers want to engage with. Because, you know, anything we learn, half of comic book stores is community of like, you feel like they know you, you engage in conversation with people. Like, it's one of the places where you could literally just start talking to a stranger about what they're getting, and it's not a bad thing, you know? Just,
yeah.
Like, you could be, oh man, I like that issue, and blah, blah, blah happened, and, you know, it's like, yeah.
All right. I got a compliment on my white ink deep dark side shirt.
Nice.
Another guy was wearing the same black Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League shirt, official shirt from DC.
Yeah. See, that's like instant bonding.
Right.
I mean, that's how it works. You're just like, yes, I see that you like this and I like this, and now we're best friends for life. I wore my big black just Superman shirt. Sayla wore her Marvel comic shirt that says "My Daddy is," and it has like all these different heroes and stuff. Like, my daddy's stronger than Thor, blah, you know, stuff like that. And she's like, "I love you, Daddy." I'm like, "You melt my heart, baby girl." Solomon just looked like a bum. I swear. So when we did our when we did our rewatch of like Guardians and everything to prepare for the Suicide Squad, Jania and I are watching it, and Solomon's like, "Oh, I think I'm like, I'm like Rocket. I like Rocket." Blah blah blah. After I looked at Jania, I said, "Solomon is so Groot. Just sometime even like Baby Groot, just like aloof. Like, huh? Solomon, I literally told you it's right there. Oh yeah. I'm like, and then sometimes his attitude, I'm like, I just hear in my head him saying, "I'm Groot." Like, whoa, Solomon, yo.
Does he have all the connotations that Vin Diesel is able to give through it, saying "I am Groot"?
Yeah. It's like, but, oh man. All right. So let's see. So Free Comic Book Day is definitely a wonderful day, and the kids were like, "Oh, I want to dress up next year," and I'm like, "Sweet." And hopefully, next year's is in May, like usual, so it'll actually be sooner than later. So
Like
exactly. I'm bummed that I'm kind of bummed they didn't have as many cosplayers, and I say that just because, like every year at Christmas, they would do Christmas with like your favorite comic book character. So they'd have cosplayers come in, and you would take pictures with the cosplayer instead of with Santa Claus. They'd have a cool setup and everything. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty dope.
I just next year's is hope by then we're a little more out of the pandemic. We're still pretty much full on into it. People don't act like it. And I'll be posting my pictures from yesterday, post to social, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So really can see some of the cosplayers in our area. Some years they have more, some years they have, this year was a decent turnout.
Cool. All right. So that's that. And then let's see, news-wise, there's really not much. All I'm going to say is this October, if you're a Superman fan, it's your October.
Dude, October's been great.
So they just announced that Superman the Animated Series will be released on Blu-ray in October. So that means Smallville, Superman the Animated Series, and then, of course, Superman and Lois Season 1 all come to Blu-ray in October.
Yeah. Well, good thing, Jamie, she's getting the Blu-ray for Christmas, so I get to opt out of that.
Yeah, all right. Saving some money.
Yep. She's sitting right next to me, rolling her eyes at me.
Nice. Even better. That makes it more legit. All right, let's get into some stuff. Titans are back, man. So they dropped 3 episodes. Have you watched all 3?
I have watched all 3.
Okay, I've only watched 2.
Okay. Well,
we were trying
dude, 3. It is the episode it's the reason they dropped 3 episodes. So that way there was another reason for you to hang on episode 4.
All
for you
right.
to come back.
Great. Awesome. I'll watch it tonight. But okay, here's some quick things. Little spoiler, people. This is a review discussional podcast. So, 1, I'm applying right now to this season. This is a post-crisis season. We did see that, before the multiverse was destroyed, we saw a clip of, the Titans. And then after the new multiverse was birthed at the end of Crisis, we saw the Titans again. Okay? Because they said Alfred died. in season 1, Dick is messaging and talking to Alfred. They don't give us any time of when Alfred died. So that's one thing. The only time thing that we have a sense of, it's been about 3 months since season 2 ended and season 3 started.
So so you saw episode 2. You saw how it ended, and Dick got.
Yeah.
So Dick does exactly what Bruce did in the comics or the animated goes and digs up Jason's grave.
Mm-hmm.
So not really a spoiler. It's basically what happens,
Pretty logical. That'd be a next step.
Exactly. He goes to dig up the grave. Now that you bring it up, I gotta rewatch it again because they pop in and there's a light, whatever, and there's Alfred's headstone next to Jason's plot. So I didn't get to see like what it said about Alfred, like timeline wise over a year perhaps. Didn't look to see if it was there. But now that you bring it up,
right? It's just
I have to check it out
because it's just one of those things. The other thing is, where's Ravager? She was with them at the end of season 2, or did she go off and do her own thing? I can't remember. I wanted to read.
I don't recall if she was. Yeah, I don't recall if she was there when they did that final.
Yeah,
I don't care, but character from the comics and she's out.
Maybe she'll come back. I did find it interesting that when it started, it just says Max Original. We don't have the cool DC intro anymore. And I'm surprised they didn't change the title card to like the red, because that's how they've done all the Titans, like lettering and everything for this season series right now is all with the red. It's still like there's like different images in the word Titans, but
yeah. Well, there was different images for Titans. I do miss the DC intro, but production quality up a little bit for the show. Still,
feel like it.
Yeah, it still looks and feels the same, but just another tier up. So I'm glad that they didn't change like the production, just kind of up the value of it. Glad that we get more suits so far this season. Ready? First episode. Suit. Season 2. Running around, being the Titan or street all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we got more of that, and the action story is still great. Storytelling, character development.
So, this Bruce Wayne still sucks.
Well, it is still definitely a gritty and different universe.
Yeah.
Way it is episode. The bloody crowbar that we saw in the trailer is not left by the Joker, but it's left around by Bruce because he supposedly killed the Joker, bashed his head in with the crowbar.
And what I hate is I feel like they can't show us the Joker or Batman. Like, it's like, they're not allowed. So we don't see a bat suit.
Probably.
Like we saw Batman in shadows in the, finale of the season 1. But we don't get to see a bat suit. or Batman at all moving. We don't get this, like, we see kind of, a Joker silhouette type thing in the first episode. And it really, I think, it actually lends to making it feel cheaper, because we have this big moment with supposedly Batman and the Joker, but it's not really part of what we get to experience in the story.
I think that's I do think that's kind of cool. The story about Dick and Titans.
Right.
It's not about Batman, but Redhead part of the scene. It's still a little something missing, but see, this isn't that. That's not
true. I mean, it is a Dick-centered story. And doing kind of a Red Hood story with Dick instead of Bruce is interesting. Speaking of Bruce, he's psychotic and losing his mind, but whatever. But did you catch all the other character references really fast on his computer?
I don't think I've seen the character.
Where Dick's sitting there and it pops up and says Carrie Kelly, Stephanie Brown.
Oh, did it? No, I didn't catch that. I think
says it shows pictures of them and it says Daxton Schill and Duke Thomas. The only one I didn't recognize was Daxton Schill. And I looked it up. He is one of the We Are Robin people. So is Duke Thomas, but of course Duke Thomas went on to be Signal. We all know Stephanie Brown, and I think it's interesting how they're trying to pull.
Carrie was that the scene where Dick trying to pull other people into this, did Jason? That scene. Yeah. I watched the first episode. Actually, I think I watched the first 2 episodes at work. So for a couple of different days. So just a little bit. Me and Jamie are doing season 2. So watch season 3.
Awesome. But yeah, I'm back. I'm liking the way they're doing Superboy, where he is innocent, but not as kind of dumb, childish innocent
naive
as he was.
Yeah. So they do more with him in episode, and I really thought it was just as a thing, he's reading something, and he speed read through everything, schematics and the writing and all that stuff. I need you to make the opposite, make a deactivator, da 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 da. It's need me to what? It's assimilate reading and assimilating somebody else's work. So yes, his ability of speed reading and photographic memory and speed to do all this stuff together is pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job.
I like that, we've seen him use his strength, his bullet proof, his speed, his freeze breath, X-ray vision. And they've done really cool ways of depicting each one. Like his X-ray vision, how his eyes kind of went white as he was using it. I like the fact that Crypto was bulletproof too. That was pretty awesome. And Crypto did his awesome super bark.
Yeah. Did you notice that the guy they stopped? That's Gizmo.
Yes.
It took me a minute too until I saw the goggle and stuff.
And then it comes to you. You're like, oh hey. But yeah, Titans are back. Exciting.
Well, you're used to seeing him this little dude child,
Mm-hmm. I think what was interesting is the fact that this week, think about this week. We got within 7 days, okay? Within 7 days, we got within 7 days we got Titans, Superman and Lois. We got Stargirl and the Suicide Squad within a week. So, pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a big week for DC.
I mean, that's 7 days, and that's all new content. So it wasn't like, oh, just another episode of Superman and Lois. No, like it came back after its break. So, and we're going to talk about Superman and Lois now because we are on the episode 14, about to wrap up the season.
Penultimate episode.
You know, and I sent you guys that Forbes article that was why Superman and Lois should leave the CW. And I agree. I really agree because these breaks that they have are killing it.
It kills momentum.
It killed the hype for the show. Like there was so much. It was all rise. It was all hype. And the roller coaster ride, especially the way the episodes are edited, so that one, picks up right after the other. And they just killed the vibe and the momentum. And, as much as I love having 15 episodes, you could have maybe retooled it a little bit and maybe done 13 or something. I don't know. I have to rewatch them all because I don't really feel like there's an episode on here that's like.
Well, of course, the CW added, wasn't it 12 episodes? They bumped it up to 15 initially, or was it 13?
I feel like it was 13. They moved it to 15. So
it's hard to figure because you're trying to see the stream anymore. 13 episodes. So maybe we're just seeing 15 more often. But it's one of they added.
But then it's funny because even the streamings are like 8 episodes. They're like, let's whittle down some more. But it's all good, But yeah, it was just. I'm just thinking, like, I want the quality and the production valued and stuff to stay high because it feels like, the longer a show goes, the budget gets tighter and tighter because either ratings fluctuation or because, sometimes you just have things like, I was telling my wife, like with Supernatural was you only had 2 actors that were in every episode for a while. But then you started building a supporting cast that started to appear in every episode. So then that increases the cost because now you have more actors that are permanent. They're not just day players. And, the rate for a day player actor is much cheaper than for a full cast member. So your budget, gets shrunk there. So you start seeing where they cut corners or do things here and there. Anyways, so this episode of Superman Lois titled The Eradicator. What'd you think, James? Just overall thought.
The whole episode was really good, honestly. A little right. And it's not specifically like Eradicator did who it was. Oh.
We can jump around, whatever. Just reveal it.
Okay. So at the very end, Jordan gets taken by Edge. He's taken by Eradicator. And he puts his dad, Zeta Rho, into Jordan. Jordan stands up the works of Zeta Rho's voice coming out. And, obviously, Al Rho and Zeta Rho are going to the bad bad guys, they they name drop Dodd on us before, but he's not the big villain. See, staying away from people used.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just it just struck me a little weird.
Well, let's think like this way. One, Jordan's already part Kryptonian. So that means that he'll be stronger and maybe more accepting of the eradication process.
Right.
Two, it also makes it harder for Superman to fight because he's fighting his own child. So that gives them the upper hand of, Zeta Rho being inside Jordan.
Yeah.
Because
Zeta Rho he's a despicable character. Despicable.
Yes.
He's not just General Dodd. We prefer the military. Say just the little more protecting Krypton, a little less just maniacal tyrant.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for Zeta Rho he's just despicable father, right? He's just a horrible person.
Yep.
We've seen the way he treated his son throughout the season. Torturing him, telling him that getting rid of himself there's a way.
Yep. He's a douche. But we have that nice. I mean, it's also refreshing in the sense that what do you call it? We've had Jordan not be the Jordan from the beginning of the series where he's just yelling and angry and pissed off the whole time. So
Definitely.
Yes. And he loves Sarah. You get that beautiful moment of him looking at Sarah's right before Edge takes him like, I love you. So
yeah. Well, at least, he said it before. He has no idea what's going
on. Yes. Yeah, he doesn't. So, it was it's heartbreaking. Like, as a parent, like when Clark comes back and he's like, Edge took Jordan. He's like, I can't find him. And she's like, go look. And it's tough, It's a parent. But okay, so my one prediction I have, is I think Jordan might, because of his nature and everything, he might have more powers when they defeat Zeta out of him. What do you think? Yeah. Like residual, he might have actually more powers. Or be stronger.
Yeah, he could come out. I have breaks.
It'll be Sarah and Jonathan together, but it'll be Sarah overall. I think I would kind of hoping. Oh, I prefer it. Yes. What do you call it? I kind of like the idea that maybe Sarah finds out about everything. And do kind of, since we know that Clark never told Lana, so it could be interesting that we do a kind of a different angle where Sarah knows. So she's in on the family secret. Could be really interesting. Also, I think in the last episode, Superman Clark, he's going to use their mother's crystal to help show Tao to kind of win him back. And it's going to be Tao that defeats kind of Zeta Rho or the Eradicator or whatever, kind of in a Anakin Skywalker defeats Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi type thing. Just a thought, you know.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk more about what else happens in this episode, since we're just like, we'll just jump to the end, because that's what
right.
Oh, wait, we didn't even mention. Hold on, we suck. I'll bring back this around at the end. So this episode started with a 3 week later jump after we find out that Edge, because we found out that Edge has been missing for 3 weeks. He's been at the Sun. It talks about Clark doesn't know that, you know, my notes are kind of in order. I usually try to break it up by character, but I didn't have time. But, you know, Clark doesn't know that the Cushings have been trying to sell their house. They're having open houses. I thought that was interesting. I like how Jonathan says something to his dad that Clark even says, "All right, you're making too much sense. Go upstairs." But they have a line in here that's kind of interesting. Like, they're trying to reference Smallville in a way, because he says Teague Family Hardware, but that doesn't exactly make sense, because it should be Ford Family Hardware or Fordman Family Hardware, because it was Whitney's family that had the hardware store or the general store, and the Teagues were the rich family that, you know, were with the Luthers trying to take over. So,
yeah, well, they were with
the Veritas Society.
We know that was a wreck. You know, I got, they did say Teague. I was like, oh, like, cool. Smallville name drop.
I was like, just trying to drop some Jensen Ackles on us. I see what you're doing there.
Right. They've done a really good job this season of just everything super.
Oh yeah. I would
it's
just
really
laugh
comprehensive. I'm sure.
I bet we missed stuff we didn't even know we missed, just because there's so much in there. So now, Clark goes to the open house to see Lana. I'm jumping there because I think it's interesting. So he's talking to her, but, you know, his friends not talk to him. But it's also, like I've been saying at the beginning, Clark's talking about the town, and she's like, that Smallville doesn't exist anymore. And I'm like, there it is, kind of the line that we talked about before, about how, you know, Clark almost has blinders up on the town. They talk about more and more family. Edge left Smallville worse than he came into Smallville, because he did more damage now that he's gone. You know, more and more local businesses are closing.
Which is basically what Lois was saying at the beginning. She was fighting, stop it. She was all that in. Left them, found who does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And, it's just interesting because I feel like Clark's going to have to take a role and do something. And they're kind of maybe building that up, like maybe Mayor Clark or something.
Well,
he's going to take some sort of position because he talks about Lana being on the heart of the town.
Now that his mom is there, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And I feel like something's going to happen because Clark's going to have to wake up in a sense, and he's going to get thrust into, like, he's going to come out as like a voice of reason or something. And everyone's going to like champion him to take some sort of like leadership position in town. And that's, I think, maybe could be part of season 2 of now. What does Clark Kent in the spotlight do? But we'll see. We'll see. This show's doing a great job of subverting expectations and everything. So we'll see what happens.
I think everybody expects certain.
I mean, they did great from the beginning by, what do you call it? By giving us a show of Superman that we've never had before, or an idea, by pushing his story further, by making it something more than what we thought we needed, but with this angle. But anyways, so we find out for sure the Cushings are going to move. Kyle gets an offer for Fire. Right after him and Lana have this really interesting kind of speech discussion about they could stay and fight, and they do this, and then he gets this offer. And so I guess they're going to try to move.
He flip-flopped quite a bit there. Lana kind of got convinced maybe they're giving up too easily. And then he got convinced maybe they're giving up too easily. And then got a job offer, and they're like, oh, hey, we're going to move to Bristol.
Yeah.
Like, it happened pretty quick. I mean, you really can't blame them. They're social pariahs now. Just somebody claim they're not the problem. But I have a feeling next episode that something's going to happen with the Cushings, with Lana, whatever. But
yeah, maybe like I said, Superman shows up and says, "Thanks, family, for helping me out."
Right, Superman vouching for them. Yeah, that they help out.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice because I don't think they're gonna.
I've been waiting for that.
Yeah. Come on, Clark, use your Superman power of just influence.
Right? So. Like, he's surprisingly been distant. I understand that they don't want to basically announce this is where Superman is. Will, because that'll it narrows the search down.
Yes.
But extreme, but still, I've definitely been waiting for Superman to feel himself Lana or be the voice of reason and help out the family who is being shown.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, Clark. Jeez, man.
He's got a lot going on with his family. And John Henry as he was, and now Morgan Edge basically trying to planet Armtonians. He's he's been pretty oblivious to his best friend.
So we're gonna I want to try to save the big stuff for last here. So let's jump back just a little bit. I think Sam Lane has a really great line in this episode. And they do a really good job of how they write his character. And, just by keeping us guessing what his intentions and motives are. But he has that line to Lois where he says, I can't tell, and I'm paraphrasing here, about am I protecting the world or protecting our family? I can never get it right with you. And so it's just a really good spot for him and his daughter to kind of come together. So, anyways, we find out that Chrissy is selling the paper. That she got an offer from a conglomerate. They don't say who. And the first thing that everyone thinks of is, oh, why not Bruce Wayne? And all we know is Bruce Wayne's missing. Remember? Because Connected Universe, whole Batwoman thing, Oliver's gone, so it can't be Oliver. What other rich people are around? Ted Cord? Maybe? I don't know. Cord Industries a big thing? Who knows? It's kind of disappeared. Who else could buy the newspapers? But maybe we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, I hope they say who's buy it if actually not.
So we have that angle going on. We find out that the kids are all out of partying, drinking like stupid teenagers. And we find out that Tegan supposedly really is into John. She's from Central City. Her father's in prison. Wonder if her father is going to be revealed to be a Flash villain. That'd be pretty awesome. It'd also be awesome if Tegan's a metahuman. So
yeah, that's what I've been wondering. Like because she looks familiar, but I was like, is she in the Flash at some point?
We have the DOD at trying to calm the town because the town's mad because they've been there for a month. And they have Derek Powell's mom show up, and she starts screaming, this man lied to us. He lied to my son. He's known what happened. He says, Derek's death is an investigation. The mom states, he's dead because of what Edge did. Yeah, we're investigating exactly what happened. Like, she's trying to spin it and it's just one of those sticky situations because as we, the audience, we know all the ins and outs of what's going on. But, the people of the world don't. And then, of course, it's during this scene, Jania pointed out that when the DOD leaves to go, because Edge broke out Leslie Lar, that Lois should have stayed and talked at the town hall and try to keep things calm. But she leaves, and we find out that Morgan Edge is in Centennial Park with Leslie Lar, just standing there.
Unless she reveals what actually happened. She would get on fire at the town hall.
Yeah.
But the mother, you don't as a child. She lost Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
Episode.
Yeah, some serious foreshadowing there.
Yeah. Well, it's you don't know about a person. You know what I mean? So even the you don't know about. Right? She lost a child. Oh.
So that part, just, it's still, that whole angle resonates hard with Jania and I. So
Right.
It's strong writing, strong characters. So then Superman and John Henry, and meanwhile John Kent, is kind of idolizing John Henry, and then John Henry wants nothing to do with John Kent. So John Kent feels useless and starts to slip into wanting to be a party team. But we have John Henry and Superman about to take on the Eradicator Edge in Metropolis with Leslie, and then 4 more Kryptonians just fly out of the crowd. And they have to engage in battle. And they engage in battle. And then one of the greatest scenes of the entire series happens. Lois runs to find her producer friend to get on the air and starts reporting. She's reporting from Queen Tower from Smallville, which is the GBS building in this. And it's the same shot set up where she died on the other Earth. And you have this time it's Leslie Lard that comes up to kill her. And I mean, it's edited so well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap. And, we see the boys are at the party watching. And I'm thinking, maybe Jordan's going to do something, where he'll like freak out and like fly or take off or something. But, Leslie goes to shoot Lois, and then all of a sudden, just boom, John Henry's hammer just gets her.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Waiting for the hammer. Zooms in, throws back the Kryptonians fight. For Leslie about to keep vision Lois. She blasts.
And then it comes back and
hit the other guy in the back.
And he's like, I never miss.
That was pretty awesome.
I mean, that was epic. And that's why we waited to the last part to talk about, because it was just like the
yeah, it's like the best scene. Like Rosa and he spoke here. That like super through that thing like blocks. So it hit her. It hit her planet.
She
like Hawkman's glove back in Public Enemies, where he hit Superman and says it, uses the math planet, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. So that was awesome.
Great episode, and I cannot wait for.
I know. We tried to watch live last time, but we just could not get good TV signaling, because there's very few shows I watch live. Mainly this one.
Yeah, mainly this one. Yeah. So, I tried live.
So, and then of course, we didn't talk about it, but Stargirl is back. It was a great episode to kick off. The only thing I said to you is they're talking about summer break, summer vacation, but yet Homeboy's wearing a Carhartt walking around town.
Yeah.
and one of the store windows had like Halloween decorations in it, real quick in the background. Everyone's kind of got like jackets on a little bit, I'm like, yeah.
Well, they probably were supposed to be out earlier, and then it is in North Dakota.
It's in Nebraska, and I even Googled it and looked at the temperatures.
Oh, okay, it is in Nebraska. That's right.
Because I was like, okay, what are the temperatures like in Nebraska in the summer? I'm like, okay.
I'd say North Dakota gets really, really summer.
But I always find it funny. Like I was trying to explain to Solomon, like they saying it's summer, and he's like, "There's no leaves on the trees, Daddy." I know, buddy. I know. But nah, it came back with a solid episode.
Good. I want to sit down.
So.
Then start.
And so is Sayla, and that was like that's our other family show, and that's why I'm glad like it's Stargirl and Superman and Lois, because those are like both shows we watch as a family.
Good.
So it's nice to have those. And yeah, the other thing we forgot, Tim Drake in Titans. We were kind of moving through Titans so quickly. We get our introduction to Tim Drake. What's your quick thoughts?
I did like. I like half. They did make him a delinquent, like they sound like idolized Batman. Law-abiding, doesn't want his cousin has money. But his parents own a business, they restaurant. So, okay, that's better. That's better than I thought it was. Description I gave a while ago. So, great, awesome. Looking forward to seeing.
And I'm looking forward to how he fits in with the way they kind of maneuvered Bruce. So, and my other thing is, will we see him suit up as, a Robin? Will he get his own Robin suit? Or will it be an amalgamation of the costumes they used for the other two instead of making a new suit? So we'll just cut and paste some of this stuff here. Because I'd like to see more of a red Robin looking type suit to kind of give him that distinction.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
But all right, man. Everybody out there, thank you for listening to James and I. We're pretty awesome guys, and we have a good time talking. We're going to come back for our next episode. We're going to catch up on comics, and then we have a fun crossover in the pipeline coming down the line. So remember, everybody, and in the finale of Superman Lois, and just remember,
look up in the sky.
Hello, everybody. I just want to let you know that Southgate Media Group has its own Patreon. That's right. For $5 a month, you can get exclusive shows, content, and interviews with the different podcasters of the network. This Week in Geek is a Patreon exclusive only series. So check it out. Go www.patreon.com/Southgate Media Group. We are always adding new content. If you want to help out this show and any other show on Southgate Media Group and you really don't have the extra money to do so, check this out. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. At the top, there's a link to Amazon. Click that, log into your Amazon, shop and buy like normal, and part of the money that you spend comes back to us to help us with our podcasts. The Krypton Report is part of the Southgate Media Group network of podcasts. If you have an interest, check out Southgate Media Group to see if your podcast is there. I bet it is. At the Southgate Media Group website, you can sign up for our newsletter. You'll get info on all the shows, and you can find what you want. You'll also find links to our sponsors, where you can get great products and support the podcast. Also, our book, Pod Life, Podcasting Stories. It's a great book. Check it out. It's nice to hear where people come from and why they do what they do. If you're like me and you love listening to different podcasts about Superman, I have a few that I want you to check out. Some of my favorites are The Last Sons of Krypton. Connor and Ray are always reviewing different books, and it's really nice and refreshing to kind of dig back into older stuff. The Aspiring Kryptonian, Tasman and her team are always finding interesting people to interview. Digging for Kryptonite has become one of my favorite ones to listen to, as Anthony digs into different eras of the character. There's always the Always Hold On to Smallville, which I've guested on before, if you're wanting to step back into that nostalgia realm. So check out all these, and there are many, many more. So check out our Twitter, because we're constantly finding new podcasts that inspire and bring hope to everyone.